Hey yo, what's up fuckers, it's Vanta. Just, not sure what to talk about. I guess I want to talk about my first few experiences of tripping out on B+, B positive, as it's known. Psilocybin cubensis, or however it's pronounced. Yeah, it was fucking cool. Well, actually, first very trip, I didn't know what to expect. I had 20 grams fresh of Expo. Okay, this is Expo. Let's go here. I had 20 grams fresh of B+, very first flush. So again, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew 20 grams is pretty close to 2 grams dried, and that was like an average or a good way to start tripping for your first time. And yeah, I just remember waiting maybe 20 minutes. I was like, nothing's happening. 30 minutes, nothing, and then 40 minutes, I'm like, oh shit, I feel something. You kind of feel like your brainstem, it kind of whirs to life or something, like it just kind of goes in overdrive. You feel the electricity just kind of doing its thing, and you hear the buzzing or the tingling. I'm not too sure what buzzing, I guess. The way I started to feel that, I'm like, oh okay, so it's probably kicking in now. And I just remember my vision. It just felt like, you've ever seen I forget which Man of Steel, I think, the Superman movie. You know, when Superman's a kid and he's seeing all the Wi-Fi and cellular signals and just everything. It's like, it's too much information. He's like freaking out. It very much felt like that. I was like, just, everything just all of a sudden was brighter. I was starting to see light waves and stuff. I don't know, diffuse. The light waves, sound just started feeling weird. I can see more of everything, like the rug. I can see more, literally just chunks of dirt in the rug. I can see rust spots where I just never noticed them before, and on metal. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So I remember looking out the window, and then all of a sudden, the shroom thoughts start kicking in. And like, man, fucking society's stupid as shit. What are we doing here? I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, what street I want to take. I'll probably just take the freeway. USC. I used to work here. Yeah, just that, then the shroom thoughts kicked in, and I was, remember just being, just thinking about how society's so fucking stupid, or how people think, they take themselves a little bit too seriously, and started laughing about that. Trying to figure out what else happened during that trip. I can't remember much of that, to be honest. I just remember laughing a lot, just out of nowhere. I didn't know what that meant, but it just, just laughing. But that was pretty much my first trip. I just remember being very overwhelmed by just everything, the visuals, the sounds, the feelings, my body. Yeah, then I had my second trip. I believe it was dried shrooms, and it was a little bit different. But again, I can't remember. Third or fourth trip, that's when everything felt perfect. I believe I took 4 grams, or I intended to take 2 grams, because again, I was still new to it. I don't want to go, too crazy with it. But I guess I use my shitty scale. Since then, I've been using my gunpowder scale, because I intended to give myself 2 grams, but I probably gave myself 4 or 5 grams, and went way overboard. So yeah, I took the dried mushrooms. Didn't eat all day, and after taking the mushrooms, I worked out, and then during the workout, I felt the come up, which was nice. And I went to go work on making more mushrooms. I believe I was making more our BRF cakes, brown rice flour cakes. But yeah, I just remember feeling everything. Everything felt perfect. That's when I noticed, things look perfect when you hold them in front of your face, like kind of in this distance, like arm's length. You know, it makes examining things much nicer, and I guess that's one of the best things about shrooms. It makes examination, the act of examination, like just an experience of its own. So yeah, just remember that, holding, especially glass. Glass looks beautiful under the influence of shrooms. But yeah, I made the BRF cakes, sterilized them. I just remember things feeling perfect, and I remember opening up to my girlfriend just about how I felt, because she was, you know, prior to this point, I was struggling a lot, like mentally, not with depression, but with a lot of anxiety and just like doubt, I guess, just negative thoughts. I mean, I guess I struggled with a little bit of alcoholism. I wasn't like a straight up alcoholic, but you know, I did not have a good relationship with alcohol. I was not dependent on it, but again, it just, when I drank, it just wasn't good. But I remember being able to open up to my girlfriend for the first time in like 2 or 3 years. I don't even know, and that was nice. I remember, I was texting her. I remember the text blocks looking like the Star Wars credits, or the opening to Star Wars. You know, where it says like, in a galaxy, whatever, I forget what it is, but just that super long text block. That's what my text looked like. You know, it was like super long. I was getting lost in it. But I remember going back to it, after the shroom trip. I'm like, man, these are really short text blocks. I thought they were like pages upon pages long during the trip. And then eventually, comes a time where you have to eat after the trip. After usually 3 or 4 hours after the trip, it's usually a good time to eat, because that's when you're really hungry, because your body was just on overload. And I remember making myself a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Oh, and that was perfect. The jello looked perfect. It was looked almost glass-like. It tasted amazing. The textures were amazing. I remember too, I ate a tamale, and that wasn't pleasant at all. Because if you know anything about, this could all be just, rumors spread by the Catholic Church. But a lot of Aztec or Mexican culture was founded upon based around human sacrifice. Granted, a lot of, even European cultures before, the advent of Christianity was kind of, involved human sacrifice, but not to the extent of, the Aztecs, or at least what we're led to believe. So that's why there's a lot of reds, a lot of, greens and stuff, like just human body kind of elements to our food. Like pozole is red because blood, It used to be made out of, human... Again, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I remember, eating my tamale, and I was like, I dug, you're supposed to eat it with your hands, but I used a fork. Remember digging my fork into it, and it was like, oh, it looked like I just like dissected a human body open. It was I don't know, it was a weird reminder, like, oh yeah, a lot of Mexican food is kind of based around human sacrifice, That was interesting. But it tasted amazing though. Sour cream with a bit of red, salsa and onions and cilantro. Amazing. But yeah, I think that was about it for my first few B+ trips. I did trip out with my girlfriend on B+ a few times, maybe like 3 or 4 times. But unfortunately, we just ran out because we were just having such an amazing time with B+. That's probably our favorite, everyone's favorites that I know. They love B+. Not so much the Jedi Mindfuck or, what's the other one? Jack Frost, those are the 3 strains I've been able to successfully grow. Currently, I have Golden Teacher and Stargazer growing in shoeboxes. Hopefully I'll be able to try those. I'm really excited for Golden Teacher. But yeah, the B+, it just makes life feel perfect. It makes you happy. It's be positive. It makes you feel positive. Makes life feel perfect. Makes you very emotional in a good way. The visuals are fucking amazing. You see the little rainbow trim around everything. You get kind of close-eyed visuals too. I just love it. It's great. It's great to take in the evening when it's getting darker and stuff. I think that concludes my B+ kind of trip reports. I'll write it down into like a journal just to kind of see if more memories come up about it. But yeah, enjoyed it a lot. It's my favorite. Looking forward to singing it again, or to growing it again. But right now, again, I just have Jedi Mindfuck and Jack Frost. But yeah, peace the fuck out.